Well, I'm just really thankful to everyone. I really thank God for blessing me with these grades, and I'm really grateful to everyone who supported me, from the school, the teachers, my family and friends. I'm just appreciative of all of them. And I know this year has been really hard for all of us. We've all faced surprises and disappointments, so I'm just really happy that something good has come out of it. Well, since the IB is such an intensive course, every student is going to face high workloads and high levels of stress. And for me, how I got through this was firstly to stay organized and stay on top of things, of course. And for me, it was really important to find a good balance between prioritizing my studies and the other parts of my life, like my hobbies, or my social life, and my sleep. And for me to motivate myself, I really had to set high expectations since day one, so that whenever I felt stressed or unmotivated, I would be able to focus on my end goal and keep pushing through. And I was really lucky to have a good support system with my teachers, my family, and my friends. They always reminded me to take a break when I needed it and guided me through my studies. Well, of course, the academic support I received from IGB really played a huge factor. Like, for example, to prepare for my Cambridge interview, I had mock interviews with Mr. Moore and Mr. Waters, who are my physics and math HR teachers, so that really helped me prepare for the interview. And something that was important to me was to take initiatives to do things by myself. For example, revision or note-taking, or doing past year papers, because I feel that as students, we shouldn't rely on teachers to remind us to do these things, but it's much more efficient to take our own initiatives to do it and to work together with teachers to achieve our goals. Something else that was really important was to do early preparation, for sure, especially for getting into top universities. I had to start my personal statement in the summer, and a few months before the mock interviews and past year papers, I already had to start preparing for those. So early preparation really helps.
If I'm going to base my further experiences on what I've learned from the IB, I think my main takeaways, especially like in regards to university, were three main things, which is curiosity, resilience, and balance. So for the first point, I will say that because of the breadth of the IB and the amount of subjects that you study, it's really important to keep an open mind. So to be able to take that mindset to university was really helpful, because I was able to take modules from like medical anthropology to like European detective fiction, and yeah, it just really encouraged me to like open my mind and try different majors and different subjects that I might not have had the access to before. And for my second point, when it comes to like resilience, anyone will tell you that the IB is not a walk in the park and can be quite overwhelming at times. But because of my experience like balancing everything out and trying to handle 6 different subjects at once, I was a lot more confident in university. I will say like I didn't think anything was unmanageable, because I was able to kind of like stagger my schedule and arrange my time properly. When it comes to balance, I honestly think this is like the most important thing. Because in the IB we had access to like creativity, activity, and service initiatives throughout the entire program. So this actually encouraged me to like bring it forward to university, where I was able to pursue leadership initiatives and like charity dance performances, and I really enjoyed that. And aside from that, I will have to say that like we learned a lot of transferable skills in the IB, like oral presentations and also like critical thinking in theory of knowledge, which I will stress is like particularly important to tertiary studies, because at university you're not just learning the material, but they're also asking you to like contribute to the discourse and to further the knowledge in the field. So that's one skill in particular that I will stress. Well, I'm going to be working here for a year, and then I'm heading back to the UK to do my master's. I will say that my mom has always been an avid supporter of the IB program. She was like, critical thinking is so important, everything about this program is really useful. So she's always been a big supporter of what we needed to do and the measures that we needed to take to get such good grades. But I don't think there's any one particular point that we have in common other than that, because our subjects were like worlds apart. So I was very much arts focused and she's like into the sciences. But I will say that one thing that we both enjoy is interdisciplinarity. So being able to study across a range of different subjects, and the fact that we got the option to pick and choose our subjects was really useful, and we really enjoyed that. Honestly, I would just advise her to just relax and enjoy her downtime before university starts, because that's just another frenzy of activity. Personally, like academics aside, because I'm sure she's got that covered, I will advise her to really form a good, strong network with like the people in her college, people in her university, because I think community makes up half of the university experience. I also advise her, take advantage of your university's resources to explore things that you might not have had access to before, like a jazz society or a chocolate society, and just do the most, just go out on a limb.
Well, currently I'm preparing to go off to the UK. I'll be flying off next month. So I'm just busy packing my stuff, buying things, getting my visa approved, and I'm also going through my reading list because I have a required reading list to prepare for my term. That's what I'm doing currently. And in the future, hopefully next year, once it's safer, I hope to travel around Europe with my friends during summer and also find internships. Yeah, I would really advise them to take their mocks seriously, because although the mocks do not contribute to their final grade, I think the early preparation that they get with mocks really helps in their final exams. And stay organized, stay on top of their deadlines. For me, what really helped was Google Calendar. That helped me sort out everything and create mini deadlines for myself to help break down big tasks like the EE or IA. I know that they have faced the most disruptions this year out of any other IB cohort, and they still have to face the exams. So they're definitely going to go through unfair or unexpected circumstances. But I think as long as they have a clear goal in mind and they keep themselves focused on that, I think they'll do fine.
The final word I'd like to mention is actually to the IGBIS. I don't think that Zoe and Clarissa can achieve what they have achieved because IGBIS had given them an opportunity. And they actually offered a scholarship opportunity, actually cultivates them in many ways, especially the school teachers have supported them in each journey in their life, from MYP to transition from also O-level to IBDP, and process the whole things to cultivate the knowledge of IB to their maturity. They actually mentions that my mother prefer IB because as an Asian mom, I would like my kid to be a thinker themselves and also to be independent. There's no reason for why not able to speak out the idea. It's why they speak out the idea. And I think throughout the journey of 4 or 5 years in their life, I see that true. And I think that is the biggest achievement because IGB had given me the opportunity to them, as well as given them the opportunity to learn and give them a characters to develop their career and their life also. So that's the final words I really like to say. Give back to IGBIS and the whole school. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I can never forget the first day I walked into the school, applied for scholarship for Zoe and Clarissa, and to give them these great opportunities.